Social intelligence, written by Carl Albrecht. When you have social intelligence, this means that you have the ability to interact with others on the one hand, and attract them to cooperate with you on the other hand. There are people who we find uncomfortable. There is the annoying boss, the intrusive colleague, the complaining uncles, and the crying friend. We avoid all of these people and avoid meeting them. There is a saying that a superficial person deprives you of the enjoyment of beneficial isolation and enjoyable company. They may be the ones to whom we bestow intimate qualities because they make us feel comfortable, respected, and appreciated. The essence of social intelligence is not limited to solving social dilemmas and issues, but rather it is a unique talent and a different type of psychological, mental, and spiritual activity that has attributed its lord to the depths of others. When we understand it all, he accused them of being able to deal with them properly. Components of social intelligence. The first element is understanding and being aware of the situation's data. Do you feel the feelings of others? Do you appreciate their feelings and sense their intentions? And if they do not declare or announce it, how do you develop your situational awareness skills? When you sit in any public place, try to guess the nature of the relationships between the people around him. Are they family, friends, or colleagues? This is through your observation of their movements, their stillness, and their gestures. Study the environment surrounding you. We mean the nature of the place and its effect on human behavior. Train yourself to recognize the apparent and hidden meanings of words and expressions. Wisdom says, "Speak so I know." Words are signs that express the personality of their owner, his social upbringing, his culture, and his environment. The second element. The audience presence is your way of influencing others through your appearance, mood, body language, and the way you walk, stand, and sit. Do these factors give a positive impression of you? Or does it reflect negatives such as shyness, hesitation, fear, and indifference? But how do you develop the talent of presence in him? You were spontaneous, simple, and direct without hurting the feelings of others, and you were careful of being artificial. Try to describe yourself, imagining the impression others will have of you after the first interview. Write down those qualities on a small piece of paper, in addition to side notes in which you ask yourself what you would like people to describe you with, so that the final result includes the best qualities. Record a message on your voicemail and listen to it several times. Ask yourself, what will others feel when they listen to my tone of voice and my style of responding? Write down your notes. I tried not to show signs of harshness, or lack of seriousness. Record a discussion between you and your friends with audio only or audio and video, and try to prolong the session so that the other party forgets that you are recording him and acts as himself. Then watch what you recorded, as this will help you study your behavior and style of speaking and discussing, in addition to the habits of others, the ways they approach interaction and communication, and the extent to which those with you enjoy understanding, clarity of ideas, and originality. Ask your close friends about their first impressions of you. This may be a subtle way to discern what is unacceptable in your behavior. How to modify and evaluate it. The third element, authenticity. Authenticity means staying away from uniform and gaining the trust of others through behavior based on mutual understanding, effective communication, expressing what is going on inside you honestly, and tact alike, as well as making a good reputation known to me, or material gain, is what the first priorities and the most important goals. Develop your credibility skills, beware of others luring you into violating your principles, and act wisely and tactfully so as not to lose your credibility. Remind yourself of the situations after which you felt remorse for your choice or remorse. Take lessons from those situations to adhere to lofty values as long as you live. Write a list of your emotional needs, which include the feelings of affection, encouragement, acceptance, and trust you seek from others. Then ask yourself, do these needs push me to lose credibility, flatter others, and avoid conflicts that might expose my weaknesses, make me exploit others, or be hypocritical to them? Be brave and curb the needs that increase that error. The fourth element is clarity, that is, clarity in expressing your opinions, ideas, and intentions, frankly and without hesitation or fear. The good choice of words and the selection of expressions are among the most important tools of clarity in expressing ideas and opinions, and the use of rhetoric, metaphor, and proverbs plays an effective role in clarifying your words and revealing what you want. And remember that the smart one is the one who shuts up. So what is the cost before people close their ears? Develop the skills of clarity. Watch hot dialogues and discussions, in which the interlocutor and the recipient are characterized by quick wits, consistency of ideas, accuracy of language, speed of response, use of facts and figures, examples and similes, and a sense of humor. Test your linguistic dictionary and how you use words. Read many books, read a lot until you have a wealth of words and expressions that suit different situations. Train yourself to express your ideas with drawings and cartoon shapes, practice listening and being fair, and create more ways to activate and develop these skills. The pure element, understanding and empathy. Empathy is your ability to take in other people's opinions and understand all of their feelings. It is self-evident that those who possess the virtue of compassion avoid the moral decline and behavioral corruption of a religion that consists in abstaining from positive actions, provoking others, and arousing their anger. Tyranny of opinion and imposing it on others. Manipulating the feelings of others, intolerance of personal opinion and narrow-mindedness, betrayal of trust, breaking promises, harsh and destructive criticism, sarcasm, instilling feelings of guilt and remorse in others, if it belittles others, with a torrent of unhelpful and unwanted advice. In order to develop your empathy skills, study the actions and words of a person who is not proficient in the art of communication, and prepare a list of his negative behaviors that would drive others away from him. Study the behavior of an active and positive person, write a list of his positive qualities that make him respected and attractive, and try to apply them to your personal life. Sit with your angry friend or partner, rebuild the relationship between you, trying to agree on a short weekly meeting in which each of you talks separately about the other, expressing his opinion about his positives and useful behaviors, provided that the meeting ends without a mutual promise of more understanding, affection, and correcting mistakes. Social intelligence in business administration. There are 17 models of dysfunction within all institutions. As a result of the lack of social intelligence, which is primarily a lack of concentration, managers become distracted between multiple goals, strategies, and problems, and are unable to choose one of them. They also lose their enthusiasm and an important sense of making decisions and accomplishing tasks. Secondly, chaos afflicts work teams as a result of executives and managers suffering from distraction, which ends with a lack of purpose, loss of priorities, and putting personal interest before institutional interest. There are no decisions, no strategies, and no achievements. Third, the deficit. Institutions that lack funds, talent, and serious, flexible administrative regulations need a blood transfusion process, hiring new qualified staff, and offering products that are attractive to customers, and modifying the administrative structure until it regains its lost strength and lost position. Fourth, class distinction. For example, we find a junior employee in the secretariat granted more privileges than someone who is more qualified and experienced than him simply because he is a relative or friend of the CEO. Fifthly, internal conflicts. Institutions do not divide into sects and become sects and parties. Every group has a different idea, different values, and a distinctive business model, in addition to a leader who leads the path of ruin, or a hero who carries the banner of discord. Sixth, tyranny. The tyranny of the CEO with his opinion and his alone, in making decisions, does not give the rest of the executives and workers the opportunity to participate. Seventh, disagreement and lack of vision. Although the business model, the institution gives a positive image of the unity of opinion and the consensus of the executives on one administrative policy, but the consensus is absent, and the agreement is lost when we begin to reinvent and develop that model. Eighth, the general frustration when the conditions of the institution worsen, the senior management may fail to maintain the element of communication and understanding between them and junior employees, which discourages something or kills morale. Ninth, the old manager, when the term of the CEO's term is long, refuses to renew the blood of the organization and appoint new talents, and is fanatical towards old methods and ideas that threaten destruction and devastation, even though they were previously a cause of prosperity. 10th, the introverted manager, when CEOs fail to perform their duties, cause everyone to lose trust in that president, and they begin to act, each in their own way. The institution is lost in the possibility of being torn between dispersed employees and a psychologically, socially, and professionally ill manager. 11. The fragility of the administrative structure, institutions with an administrative structure that lacks communication and cooperation, and whose management competes to obtain the greatest amount of privileges and resources, which hinders achieving the goal. And an implementation of the message of the 12th monopoly mentality, when one of the institutions takes the lead in the market for a long period of time, its leaders believe that this situation will continue. They begin to act as monopolists, ignoring their competitors, and neglecting creativity, renewal, and innovation, which makes them an easy prey for any new competitor or a third innovator. 10. Reckless leaders. They surprise the entire institution with an unexpected decision, which spreads dependence and inaction throughout the institution, because everyone is afraid of taking initiative and is content with responding, agreeing, and blind obedience. 14th Age of Speed. This concept makes everyone strive to achieve financial and material goals at the expense of their personal happiness and psychological stability, making it become like a machine that works without stopping, or every inventory that runs aimlessly. 15th, the culture of isolation and lack of cooperation. When an institution is divided against itself, each dead in his own beliefs, and does not accept cooperation or exchange of information with his colleague, either out of fear of the leader or due to the absence of what motivates him to do so, the result is more stagnation, forgetting the goal, and losing direction completely. 16th, unfair competition. These characteristics prevail in institutions that prefer to hire male employees and reduce female employees. In this case, employees are not rewarded for creativity, cooperation, and keeping social values in mind. They are rewarded for their fierceness in competition, which may sometimes reach the point of hostility. 17th, fear of change and making mistakes. Institutions with stable conditions tend to stay in the relaxation zone. IT refrains from changing its old structures or products for fear of making financial, administrative, or marketing mistakes. Therefore, these institutions remain threatened with extinction and collapse sooner or later. Dear listener, to comment, you have gained the power of observation and intelligence in dealing with various situations and interacting with others with tact and courtesy. We wish you success on both the professional and personal levels.